Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing an editing tutorial. I'm going to be showing you guys my workflow and how I edit photos. The photos I'm going to be editing today are the photos from my latest photo shoot, which was a collaboration with another photographer and 3 models. If you have never seen these photos before and you're really confused at what I'm talking about, click the link down in the description below, or there will be a little bubble popping up right now that you can click on and you can watch the behind the scenes video and how I took these photos. So let's just jump right into editing. So here's the before and after. As you can see, I overexposed in camera because that will help me in the long run. And the first thing I like to do when I start editing is go down to profile corrections, press that little enable lens corrections button, and that is just going to take away all the distortion given to you when you with your camera lens. And depending on what lens you have, the distortion will be different for everything. So that just takes it all away. And today we're going to be working a lot with the tone curve. And the reason why I like to use the tone curve is because to me it gives you the most dynamic effects. With editing, it's much more efficient than trying to figure out all these sliders, figure out all these little buttons and things. The tone curve, you get to use RGB. You use to work with RGB, red, blue, green, and it just, I can't really explain it, but you'll see in the video why using the tone curve is so much more beneficial. And if you don't know how to use the if you don't know how to use the tone curve, or you've never worked with the tone curve before, I definitely recommend YouTubing some other videos on YouTube about how to use it. So let's just jump right into this editing, and yeah, cue fast forward and music. Alright y'all, let me tell you guys a little bit about what I'm doing. I'm picking a curve on the tone curve. Right now I'm using red, and I'm going to just pick a point anywhere, and I'm going to move it, and I'm going to see what it does to the image. And that's basically what you're going to be doing for a lot of this. You're going to just be messing around with this curve, picking a point, seeing what it does to the image, and if you like it, you keep it. If you don't like it, you change it. Continuously add points, onto the curve, onto different spots, and see what it does. It's going to be a lot of trial and error. You're going to be seeing a lot of weird colors pop up on your image, but I promise it will look great at the end. But just keep trying and keep experimenting. And wow, yep, there you have it. There's your finished tutorial, guys. I hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Just kidding. Again, just be careful with what your points are. See what your points do to the image specifically. Don't be afraid if the colors get all weird and crazy. It's just all a learning process. This is all an experimental process. You have to see what every point does to the image, etc., etc. Don't get discouraged if it starts to look like mine. It starts to get all pink and green and yellow. Just keep trying, keep moving your points around, and you'll get there. guys, now that we're done with the tone curve, we're gonna move on to the other parts of Lightroom. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here to this little basic section, and we're gonna start messing with all of the little things that are over here. First thing I like to do is mess with the exposure, because I'll show you the before and after again. I purposely overexpose in camera. I do this because I most likely will be bringing the exposure down in post, and yeah, that's just the way I do it. Some people do it opposite. Some people like to bring up the photo or underexpose in camera and bring up the photo in post. I like to do the opposite, overexpose in camera, underexpose in post. That's a mouthful. It's confusing, but yeah. So we're gonna just start messing with the exposure and everything like that, messing with the contrast. And because their hair is so dark, we're gonna bring these blacks up a bit, and the shadows a lot. Yeah. Oh, we don't need to see them before and after anymore. Oh, just kidding. There we go. Then, because I did overexpose in camera, we're gonna bring those highlights down, bring those whites down. There we go. And we're lacking some. There we go. Bring the contrast up just a tad bit, not too much. Bring the vibrance up just a tad bit. Bring that down just a little bit. A lot of my editing process was just me talking to myself. Yeah. I think I like that. I think I like the way that looks. So now we're gonna move to the HSL little panel. The HSL lets you mess with the colors. You get to mess with the hue, saturation, luminance. So the first thing I always gravitate to is the saturation. I usually go to the saturation first. The reason why I go to the saturation first is because, again, I do overexpose in camera, so most of the time that makes the colors really bright and vibrant, so I gotta bring that down. And be careful when you mess with reds and oranges and yellows when you're messing with these little sliders, because everyone's skin tones have these colors in it. Like, so when you start messing with them, you might mess up your skin tones, so just be careful with how you edit them. Bring these greens down, because we were in a field with a bunch of grass and I'm not feeling that green. Bring down the blues, even though they have some beautiful blue eyes right here, but not too much. Bring down the magentas. Yeah. Now we're gonna go over to luminance. What do I want to do here? Okay, let's bring down the reds just a little bit. Oranges. The blues maybe. Oh, down. Down. Ooh, that got scary. Look, okay. Down, alright. And we're gonna go hue. Again, be careful with these hues, because this is gonna mess up some skin tones if you're not careful with it. Okay guys, now that we're done with this image, and I'm pretty happy with it, we're going to move on to the other images that I have, which are down here. Now there are two ways you can do this. Some people might just go on to the next image and completely edit it from scratch, but I have a shortcut. There are two shortcuts. You can either go to your little presets, which are over here, and as you can see I have 1,000,009 presets, so you can either create your own preset by pressing this little plus button, name your own preset, yada yada yada, which will take up a lot of space, and you'll just have a bunch of nameless presets, or presets with names that are completely irrelevant to you after this image. Or you can do this, which is my personal favorite. So you close this. So you go, so let's say I want to edit this image, which is right here. I'm going to command on Mac, I'm going to command select whatever it is on your Windows computer. I don't know, I'm sorry. Command select the second image or third image or however many images you want this these settings to go onto. You press sync, and then you'll see this little window pop up, and this will show you all the settings that you can synchronize with another image. So let's say I just wanted to synchronize the white balance on every single image I have. I would select all the images that I would want to synchronize, click the little white balance and unselect everything. Or if I just wanted to do treatment, if I just wanted to do basic tone, whichever one you want to do, select it and it will synchronize all the way. But this time, since I'm going to be wanting to synchronize everything so I don't have to re-edit everything, I'm going to just make sure all of these settings are selected, and then I'm going to press synchronize. And it's going to paste the settings, and then boom, it's on the second photo. And the thing is that I want you guys to realize about this, that even though you synchronize a setting, even if you paste the settings, nothing is ever going to be a one-click edit. You're never going to be able to just put a preset on an image and be like, yep, that's it, that's a finished image. You always should edit the image to your liking, because I mean, I just synchronized the settings to this, and this one's completely underexposed. So every image is different, even though they're taking at the same time with the same settings. Every image is going to be different. You have to treat them differently. So even though I synchronize these settings, I'm still going to go in here and start adjusting the image to my liking. And because the settings are synchronized, I don't have to mess with that tone curve again. I don't have to mess with those colors again unless I really, really want to. The things I can really focus on are the basic things, that exposure, the contrast, highlights, etc. This is really, really useful when you're doing batch editing. Let's say I had 50 images and I need to synchronize, and I needed all the settings to be the same. Just synchronize them, and then you only have to go and look at them to make sure that the settings are right and there's nothing, little tweaks that you need to make to them. So I'm just going to go ahead and edit this. Good. This is the before, in case you're wondering. Again, overexposed here. The whites are really blown out. The greens are very vibrant. Everything's kind of really bright. I overexposed so that I can underexpose in post, or in this case, I overexposed it. But yeah. Now we're going to go to the next image, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to select the image and sync all the settings. And there it is. And again, there's not much I want to change. It's just mainly exposure. And there you have it. These are the finished images. Now, if you're still wondering at how I shot these images, you can click the little bubble on the screen, or click the link in the description below to see the behind the scenes video of how these images were taken. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you possibly learned something. If you liked the video, if you learned something, if you have any more questions, head down to the comments below. Leave me a little comment. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.